All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to you, sincere, hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the 144,000. All right, scattered around the world, coming at you with another lesson. As you can see, this is from Wikipedia, Lynching of African-American Veterans after World War One. And this was something that brothers was talking about in a chat and last week, and it kind of like pissed me off because when you read about this, it just goes to show you that Israelites are accounted as nothing in the eyes of Esau, Edom. Okay, here it is. You had Israelites that were hazarding their lives, putting their lives on the line for a country that don't give a fuck about them, doesn't care about them. And to go to war, survive that, and actually make it back home just to get lynched by some worthless Edomites, that should piss you off, man. Okay, especially for brothers who have been in the military, knowing how racist the military is. All right, knowing the double standard, knowing how it's Israelites in there that make things happen. All right, it's not the Edomites in there; it's the Israelites that make things happen. Okay, in the military, the Israelites are the best of the best. The best of anything is going to be a Jake. Okay, so I just want to read some of this and edify with some scriptures and wrap it up. Don't want to make it too long. So this is from Wikipedia. It says lynching of African-American veterans after World War One. It says after young African-American men volunteered to fight against the Central Powers during World War One, many of them returned home, but instead of being rewarded for their military service, they were subjected to discrimination, racism, and lynchings by the citizens and the government. Okay, so not just the government, but you had regular Joe Schmo 6-pack Edomites lynching Jake. All right, and a lot of it was all of it was due to jealousy. Okay, because even in the military, when you got Jakes that outperform Edomites, Esau be getting mad and they get jealous at that, man. So how much more some random Edomite that wish that he had enough gall to enlist in the military. Okay, but he just drinks Mountain Dew and eats potato chips playing video games, but then he actually sees an Israelite decorated that did something that he can't do, that he doesn't it sounds good. All right, you got the decorations on the video game, but in real life, that's not you. Okay, so that Esau's, they get jealous at that. All right, and just a disclaimer: to hell with the military. All right, you have various brothers that were in the military at one point in time, and might have got out before they got into the truth, before they found the truth, or maybe came into the truth while they were in the military. Okay, but they put away all that military pride and all that, realizing that it ain't nothing but a mechanism that Esau Edom uses to destabilize the planet. All right, it's a wicked organization, the military, the U.S. military. All right, whatever branch it is, to hell with it. The Lord ain't dealing with it. That's why they about to go get sent to the Middle East and get blown up. All right, according to prophecy, according to Second Esdras. All right, so it says they were lynched by citizens and the government. Okay, It says labor shortages in essential industries cause a massive migration of Southern Africans to northern cities, leading to a widespread emergency of segregation in the North and the regeneration of the Ku Klux Klan. Look at that. For many African American veterans, as well as the majority of African Americans in the United States, the times which followed the war were fraught with challenges similar to those they faced overseas. Discrimination and segregation were at the forefront of everyday life, but most prevalent in schools, public revenues, and housing. Although members of different races, peep this, and although members of different races who have fought in World War One believed that military service was a price which was worth paying in exchange for equal citizenship. All right, so in the other militaries around the world, if you weren't a citizen of that particular country, if you fought in the military, that granted you equal citizenship. Okay, this was not the case for African Americans. The decades which followed World War One included blatant acts of racism and nationally recognized events which conveyed American society portrayal of African Americans as second-class citizens, and you are second-class citizens to this day. All right, ain't nothing changed. Okay, Esau, Edom is still the devil. Okay, a base degenerate that does not like you so-called Negroes. Okay, it's always going to be like that. It says, although the United States had just won the Great War in 1918, the national fight for equal rights was just beginning. All right, in which to this day you have no equal rights. All right. So let me, matter of fact, let me do this. This is from 13.org, right? And as you see here, it says U.S. Constitution, Article. All right. The U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, the 3/5 clause. Okay. It says, although the Constitution did not refer directly to slaves, it did not ignore them entirely. Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution of the United States declared that any person who was not free would be counted as 3/5 of a free individual for the purposes of determining congressional representation. The 3/5 clause thus increased the political power of slaveholding states. It did not, however, make any attempt to ensure that the interests of slaves would be represented by the government. All right, so via the Constitution, Negroes, because we were in slavery at that time, we were considered 3/5 of a fucking person, man. All right, 3/5 of a person. All right, now let me jump back up to this. There's no wonder why we were considered second-class citizens. Okay. It says, for many African American veterans, as well as the majority of African Americans, let's see. All right, discrimination and segregation were at the forefront of everyday life. Let me see, jumping down. All right. It says, although members of different races who have fought in World War One believe that military service was a price which was worth paying in exchange for equal citizenship, this was not the case for African Americans. All right, so you are still considered second-class citizens to this day, man. With all these illegals coming over here, minus the Israelites, because you got Israelites coming over here too, Central and South Americans, okay, and even West Africans and so on and so forth. They on the bottom of the totem pole as well. You know, they might be a peg above the American Negro, so to say. But you know, you can have some people coming, some Ishmaelites coming from Morocco, from Syria, from Egypt. All right, some Edomites coming from Ukraine. All these people are established and placed above Israelites, in particular the so-called Negro. All right, because we're considered second-class citizens, man. All right, now, let me see. Let me jump down. Okay, to reaction to returning veterans. Now, peep this. So this is how returning veterans, were accepted. But real quick, let me read Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors." All right, so the men of the Lord, are on the forefront, showing Esau his atrocities. All right, all this stuff is documented, and whether Esau wants to, acknowledge his wickedness, his offenses, his wrongdoings, his evils. All right, all that's recorded in the scriptures, and it's the duty of the prophets, to bring that out. Okay, but all the things that Israelites have contributed to, this so-called white man society, to America in particular, via even, in the case of the military, going and fighting these wars. Okay, and let's not forget our brothers, the Native American Indians, so-called, all right, the tribe of Gad. Okay, they contributed a major, they played a major role, a very important role in the military. Okay, they got the movie, the Wind Talkers, if I'm not mistaken. Lord willing, Salaka, if that's not the correct name of the movie, but going into how they're pretty much their Morse code, or how they would go about speaking. You know what I'm saying? Which kept foreign militaries unsure about what the hell was going on. That was attributed to Gadites, man. Okay. There's more to the scripture, but for the purpose of this lesson, Esau has made no account of our labors. So all the hard work, the sacrifices that our people became, because you got a lot of Israelites that went over, not only during World War I, World War II, the Gulf War, the war on terrorism, Afghanistan, Iraq, so on and so forth. That Vietnam went over there and died, man, for no justified reason. All right, and but then they're not even giving credit for any of that. All right, no proper credit. Their families ain't even taken care of properly. All right, so it says a reaction to returning veterans. It says, historically, when a war is over, those who served are lauded for their heroism and patriotism. However, that has not always been the case for African American soldiers. Case for American soldiers of African descent. African American soldiers who served in World War I were treated worse before, during, and after the war than any other group of American soldiers. So before they went to war, during the war, and after the war, they was treated like shit, man. Okay? It says, during the homecoming celebration for African American veterans of World War I in Norfolk, Virginia, a race riot broke out on July 21st, 1919. At least 2 people were killed and 3 others were injured. City officials had to call the Marines and Navy personnel to restore order. On August 16, 1917, Senator James K. Vanderman of Mississippi spoke of his fear of black veterans returning to the South, as he viewed that it would inevitably lead to disaster. To the American South, the use of black soldiers in the military was a threat, not a virtue. Impress the Negro with the fact that he is defending the flag, inflate his untutored soul with military airs, teach him that it is his duty to keep the emblem of the nation flying triumphantly in the air, and, the senator cautioned, it is but a short step to the conclusion that his political rights must be respected. And that's exactly what happened. You know, Esau allowed Jake to get in the military, and Jake naturally gonna rise up and climb up the ranks. Creme de la creme. And now they want to be heard, man. Which is why you got a lot of Jakes in politics. A lot of Jakes in politics, used to be in the military, and now they want to be heard and want to be, what are you gonna do for blacks and so on and so forth. Okay, so that dude wasn't lying. That senator, all right. Which all that is just a bunch of BS, anyways. It says often violence broke out between serving members of the military in both the Bisbee riot, July 3rd, 1919, and the New London riots of 1919. Active African-American service members were attacked by white mobs or white military units. So you had Edomites in the military even attacking Jakes in the military, mobs of them. Okay? The military is a very racist organization, man. All right, I know, I'm speaking from experience. Okay, it's a lot of racism in the military. All right? It says many black soldiers in the years after the war were threatened with violence if they were caught wearing the uniform. Okay? Many others were even physically attacked, sometimes barely escaping with their lives. During the April 5th, 1919 market day in Sylvester, Georgia, black veteran Daniel Mack was walking through a busy street and brushed against a white man, which most likely that didn't even happen. Esau used some dumbass excuse like that to justify his evil. Case in point, it wasn't an Edomite, but it was a heathen. Just recently, a situation with a heathen here at work, where the heathen called Jake all out his name, all big and bad, called him out his name and so on and so forth. And the Jake, he said something back to him, but it wasn't in a violent tone or anything like that. And the first thing this heathen does is go straight to Esau, trying to get Jake fired, man, and put on a lie and said some crazy stuff that wasn't even true. You know what I'm saying? And had the crocodile tears, well, not even crocodile tears, actual tears, but he did a good acting job, but that's what the heathen do, Esau being the top heathen, they gonna lie to justify their wicked actions, man. Okay. So, they just seen this Jake and was like, yeah, we're going to hang this nigga. All right. I highly doubt he brushed up against a white man. Like, why would Jake do that? You know? It says a white man was offended and Mac did not show the proper amount of respect. So we got to show you, man. Yeah. So you gotta show, man, fuck Esau, man. Hey, man. Yeah, man. Esau needs to be in slavery, man, because the fact that you think that just because you are a pale devil, that people of color are supposed to like bow down and worship you and fucking show you respect, man. When you don't respect shit, man. Esau don't respect nothing, but he wants some proper respect, man. Fuck these Edomites, man. Okay. Uh, it says a white man was offended that Mac did not show the proper amount of respect, and the two got into a scuffle, and Esau was getting that ass whooped. Police came on the scene and promptly arrested Mac for the assault. He was sentenced to 30 days in prison. A few days into his sentence, on April 14th, a white mob broke into the prison, took him out into the wilderness and lynched Mac. He survived by playing dead. Can you imagine that, man? You get beat up and tortured by a mob of Edomites, and then they lynch your ass. All right, and you don't die, but you gotta sit there and play dead. You hanging by your neck, man. Right? I'm like, man, oxygen levels is low. You bleeding, got a headache, whatever the case may be, and you ain't even dead, but you gotta play like you dead until these Edomites leave, man. It says no arrests were ever made. Elijah Harper, 25 years old, was the son of Reverend, and it goes into more accounts. But Esau got a lot to pay for, man. All right, so now let's get some scriptures and wrap this up. This is Deuteronomy 21 and verse 22. It says, and if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be to be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is a curse of the Most High, that thy land be not defiled, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. Okay, so let me read that in the NLT. It says, the body must not remain hanging from the tree overnight. You must bury the body that same day, for anyone who is hung is cursed in the sight of the Most High. In this way you will prevent the defilement of the land of Yahweh your power, the defilement of the land Yahweh your power is giving you as your special possession. So the point of me reading that was that all them Jakes, when you go back into history, that Esau hung on trees, they was cursed of the Heavenly Father. So, as much as it is irritating and vexing to, read about and think about, these accounts of Esau effing Jake over, all right, simply because they were Jakes that, Israelites that served in the military. If any of those Israelites, those military soldiers were actually hung and died, like, hey man, you was cursed of the Heavenly Father. So, Esau gonna pay for that. But at the same time, for whatever you did in that life or previous life, the Lord decide to have your ass hung, okay? Because you use a curse in His sight, all right, and that's scary, man. Micah 2 and let me see. Real quick. Let's see. Okay, it was 2. Micah 2 and 2. I had this in my notes, but I don't even know if this was supposed to be there. But I'll read it anyways. Micah 2 and 2, it says, "And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." All right. So that's what Esau does initially when he conquers these different lands, in what they call it Salaki is slipping my mind, but colonism, or the colonized. There we go, Salaki. Yeah, when Esau goes around colonizing, that's all he's doing is oppressing a man in his house and a man in his heritage. All right, which is why, they generate these wars. Okay, but yeah, that was in my notes, but I don't even know if I intended for that to be in my notes. But anyways, Deuteronomy 28 in verse 43, it says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." Okay, so dealing with these other nations that come here to America and want to get citizenship, you got a lot of them that join the military, and guess what? When they join the military, they get treated like more of a first class citizen than Israelites do. And I know because I seen it firsthand, man. You got somebody, a dude from Guam or a Japhite from Hawaii. Okay, a damn Afghani, a literal Afghani. I've seen it with my own eyes, man. That'll join the military and get treated as a first class citizen in comparison to an Israelite that's been here, ancestors been here well before the Afghani even thought about coming to America. Well before the Japhite even thought about coming to America. So and then on top of that, all these heathens coming over here to America currently, they're being established above Israelites that been here from the jump. Okay? "And he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." All right, and it's the same thing in the military, man. Esau put the heathens, above Jake. They'll put the heathens above Jake. Now you got Jake that arise to all levels of rank or whatnot. But ultimately, even in the military, you see how the heathen get preferential treatment over the Israelites. All right. Lamentation 4 and 21, it says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked." All right, so that cup of judgment is making its way around to Esau, because we as Israelites, you have drunk that cup. All right, and Esau is the one who made us drink that cup at the hands of the Heavenly Father, and that nigga made sure we drank all them dregs. Like you got a bottle of wine or a bottle of alcohol, and you try to get that last little drip, or you turn that bottle up. Esau made sure of that. He the one who he turned the cup up for us. You know what I'm saying? Like you waterfall. You know what I'm saying? You waterfall some water or something from out of a bottle when you're drinking the water. You don't put your lips to the bottle, but you waterfall it. that's what Esau was doing, man. Yeah, get all that, get them dregs, you know, and that's the hell that he put on us, man. All right, all the hell he put on us. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. All right. And going through that information, all the sins and evil that Esau was doing to, soldiers, so-called African-American soldiers, and I'll say Israelite soldiers, period. That's the Lord ain't forget about that, man. Okay, so everything Esau is going through currently is him paying for all his bullshit, man. Which is a lovely sight. It's a great thing to see, and for that, call Elohim Yahweh Shem Yahshua B'Shem Kadash. Abaratazah. This was an edifying lesson. Till next time, I say Shalom.